Lesson plan number 1. And we're going to talk about the lingo that I was telling you guys about, those football terms. And this is one of the fun parts, right? Because, when you're watching a playbook or you're looking at a playbook or, people are talking, the communication, the universal language of football is something else in our industry, right? Because some people will say a lot of things different, like LOS. When you're looking at the playbook and you see LOS, it's not laugh out, LOL, like laugh out loud. No, this is line of scrimmage. So we're talking about the line of scrimmage. So if every time you're looking at a playbook and you see LOS, it means line of scrimmage. MDM, the most dangerous man. So if you're a quarterback and you're saying, okay, where's my biggest threat? Where's the most dangerous man's going to come from? That's what we call, where's the MDM? The end man of line of scrimmage. This is where, the defensive end, or whoever's at the, we'll say who's we're telling you to block somebody. You got to block the last man on the line of scrimmage. We call the EMO, the end man of the line of scrimmage. Now, to the field and to the boundary, right? Sometimes let's say the ball's on the left hash. So let's say the ball's on the left hash. Let me go to one of my, there, right here. Let's say we're right here. Now, this is to the field and this is to the boundary, the short side and the field side, which is also known as the strong side and the weak side, right? So if the ball's right here and this is to the field, and this is to the boundary, and that's one of the lingos. I remember when I first started and I heard that, I said, what does that mean, to the field and to the boundary? That was, when you don't know and you're just starting, this is why you're watching the video, right? Strong side, exactly, is to the field, what I just talked about. And the weak side is the short side of the field from one hash mark to the sideline, and the wide side of the field is the left hash mark over the next hash mark to the other side. Now, if you're saying, but okay, coach, what if the ball's in the middle of the field? Which one is the strong and the weak, or the field, right? So I always go by the throwing arm of the quarterback. So if the ball's in the middle of the field, you got a right-handed quarterback. That means the boundary, the weak side will be to the left, and then the strong side will be to the right. And the same thing with the field and to the boundary, right? So that's how you determine if you have a right-handed quarterback, strong side right, weak side left. Point of attack, POA. Where's the point of attack we're going to, on defense, we're going to go? Are we attacking the A gap, B gap, C gap, the secondary? Those are things we're going to talk about in the point of attack. Front side is the call side, right? So we're making a outside zone to the play side, to the right. That's the play side. And the back side is the side away from the call, right? So if we're running outside zone to the right, then we'll say, well, what's the back side doing? Well, they're probably running a Sally route or they're stock blocking, right? Depending on what your coordinator wants to do when they are running their plays. 1 technique, 3 technique, right? We'll get to that in the video. Personnel. This is always fun because I remember when I first started coaching, and we have formations and personnel, and a lot of players would get confused between formation and personnel. Personnel is the different types of offense package you have for different players, right? Let's say you're 3rd and 1, and you want to bring in like a couple of fullbacks or different defensive linemen in. Well, you call a different personnel for that, right? We used to call it Army. Army for like big personnel, and then Air Force for like throwing. And that's a good way to recognize personnel, right? Cadence, what type of cadence? Do you like a fast or slow cadence using syllables? That's one thing I like to do is syllables, but I'll use that. I'll teach you guys that when we get into the cadence as a weapon. But the type of cadence, you want like a go, set, hut, or you want a slow cadence where down, ready, set, hut, hut, so you get a longer cadence. Types of protection, when you see BOB, that means big on big. Or if you have a slide protection, that means lion for left, ram for right. But those are the type of lingo you're going to hear sometimes. That's probably a great example. I should have started off at the beginning of the lingo, right? Bob and slide protection, line and ram, those are pretty universal. Art, I learned this from head coach of Ottawa U was Marcel Belfair. He gave a clinic once, and he said, this is a good one. He goes, art is alignment, responsibility, and technique. And I said, that's awesome, because when a player lines up, what alignment are they in? What's the responsibility, and what's the technique they got to use, right, to make their job easier? So always remember art. The type of motion to the line of scrimmage. I have a sing and whiz